Hello, Flutter experts. Welcome to the final part of our comprehensive Flutter Quiz application tutorial series here on Baloch Dev YouTube channel. I am Noman Nisar, and today we will be putting the finishing touches on our application by designing the score page and adding a sleek progress bar to enhance the overall user experience. We have come a long way in this series, and it's time to wrap things up on a high note. Designing an engaging score page and incorporating a progress bar is the perfect way to conclude our tutorial. Let's start by designing the score page where users will see their final results. This page is a crucial element in any quiz application, providing users with feedback on their performance. Let's jump into the code. So I am already on the score page, and I have just redirected to my score page on my emulator. So let's just design it. So I'll be just using my scaffold widget here to design my score page, which will be a scaffold. And in the scaffold, as usual, we will be just using our application theme background, which is basically coming from this assets directory. So we will be just using our body, and in the body we will be just using the stack widget. So we should be able to write add the background, and on that background we should just show some kind of text and designing. So there you go, we will be just using the stack widget children, and inside the children we will be just using our svg picture.assets, and we will be just giving it the path of our image, which is inside the assets directory, and it is bg.svg. And we will be just using the fit and the box fit width to just fit our background to the uh, width. So I'll be just saving this, and now we will be just seeing a background image. Basically it is not covering to our screen, so we will be just using our stack widget fit, which is fit, and the stack fit dot expand, and I'll be just saving this again, and now it is just covering whole our screen. So great. So yeah, now let's just move ahead, and I'll be just using a column widget. Basically I just need two text on the middle of the screen. One should just show a text score, and the other one just will show the exact score on the screen. So that's the reason I will be just using a column widget here, and in the column widget children I'll be just using the text widget. So in the text widget I'll be just writing the score, and which will be just showing the score on the screen. So I'll be just styling it a bit. So I'll be just using the style property, and I'll be just taking the context of this theme, and which is of context, and here you go. I will be just using the text theme, and this time I will be just using my display small, and I just want to color it. So I'll be just giving it my customized color, which is basically secondary color, which is k secondary color, and that's it. Now I just need to put the null check here. So that's it. Now we are just done, and now I need to use the color property of here, and that is secondary color. So I will be just saving this, and you will see a score here basically. So that's it. Now I'll be just writing I'll be just copying this text and just paste it under this, and now this time I'll be just using the dollar sign, and now I just want to show the exact correct answer user have just uh, taken the quiz, so I just need to provide the correct answers and the length of the question. So for that we just need to access our this question controller class. So for that reason we will be just starting our controller here. So which will be question controller is equal to get dot put, which will be our question controller, and that's it. Now I will be just accessing my question controller things or functions using this question controller instance. So here I'll be just using this, and now I want to just show the number of correct answers. So I'll be just calling my variable from my question controller class, and that's it. So I'll be just adding a slash between the answer of correct answers and the length of all questions. So here you go, I will be just adding that, which will be question controller and the questions and dot length. So I will be just saving this, and you will see we are just getting the correct answer was 0 and the length of question is 1 basically. So if you want, the answer should be, or the total score should be between 10, so we will be just multiplying it with 10. That's it. Now I'll be just saving this, and you will just get that. So you can just set this on basis of your requirements. So now I just need to bring them on the middle of the screen. So I will be just using a spacer, which will be flex 3, and let's see how it looks. So yeah, it just came on the very bottom of our screen, so we need to just also add a spacer on the bottom. So we will be just adding that also, which will be flex 3, and I'll be just adding const to just, so great. Now it just came into our middle screen. So I just need some spacing between them also, so I'll be just simply adding a spacer between them. So that's it. Now we have just provided and designed our this score screen basically. So yeah, it is looking good. So now to give our users a visual indication of their progress, let's add a progress bar at the top of our application. This not only looks great but also helps user track their journey through the quiz. So let's jump into the code. So I will be just creating a progress bar dart file. So I'll be just designing it in a separate file, so which will be progress bar.dart, and here we will be just designing our progress bar basically. So here I will be just creating a stateless widget, and I'll be just naming it progress bar, and that's it. Now I'll be just saving this here, and now I will be just using a basic and a simple container, which will be container. That's it. So I'll be just providing the width and height to the container, and the width will be basically, it should just take all the available spaces of the screen. So I'll be just providing it double dot infinity. It will just take all the available spaces. I'll be just adding the height. I'll be just putting it 35 for now. We will be just adjusting it later on if it uh, so we also need to just decorate it. So I'll be just using my decoration property, which will be box decoration. So I just need to give borders from all the sides. So I'll be just using my border property, and which will be border dot whole, and here I'll just need to give it a color. So I'll be just using my this color, which will be the custom color. So it will be 0x ff3f4 768. So I'll be just making it const to just remove the warning. So here I just need to give it a width to my border, so I'll be just giving it 3 for now. So now I just save this, and now I just also need to give it some kind of radius, so I'll be just using border radius, and this border radius this time will be border radius circular, and I'll be just giving it 50 radius to it. So now I'll be just using the child property of my container. So in the child part I will be just using my get builder, which is basically coming from our getx package. So here I just need to provide the class on which class property or which class functions or which class controller data we want to get inside this get builder. So I'll be just providing my the only question controller, which is question controller, and this I will be just providing the builder part. So here you go, we just provided that, so I'll be just saving this again, and we need to just initialize our controller inside the get builder. So we will be just using the init, which will be question controller, and that's it. So here now we just need to show our indicator on the top of our quiz screen. So we will be, for that we will be just using our stack widget simply basically. So we will be just returning our stack widget here, which will be a stack, and we will be just using the children part, and in the children now we just need to use the layout builder to basically to build the layout of our progress bar. So we will be just using our layout builder, and this builder just requires context and the constraint, so we will be just providing that. So in this layout builder we will be just returning a simple and basic container, and we will be just designing it accordingly. So which is basically a container, we will just return a container. That's it. So now we just need to give it width to our controller, which will be constraint. We will be just giving it some kind of constraint. So for that we will be using this constraint, and which will take the max width, and which will be just multiplying by our animation value basically. So whatever value of our animation will be, so it will just take all the spaces accordingly. So we will be just providing it. So as you know that in our previous video lecture we have just created the animation in our question controller class, so we will be just getting that. So animation and the value, so the value of animation was 60. So basically it will just move from 0 to 60, and it will just take the width accordingly. So that's it. Now we will be just using our decoration property to just decorate our this indicator. So we will be just decorating it, and now we just need to provide some kind of color. So I'll be just using gradient color, which we have just created on our constraint file at the very beginning of our this tutorial series. So I will be just showing that. So here on the constant file we have already created a gradient color, so we will be now using this color. So we will be just giving it gradient k primary gradient, and that's it. So I just also need to provide it some kind of radius, so to just make the border or the corners some rounded. So I'll be just using circular dot radius, and I'll just providing it 50 for now. So that's it. Now we just, so here I'll be just using this, and now I will be just using my position a widget to just position my this indicator and just show some kind of value on the screen. So if it is moving from 0 to 1, it just show the seconds on the screen also. So for that I'll be just using positioned dot fill, and in the child part we will be just using the padding widget to just give it some kind of paddings, and we will be just providing some paddings by using the symmetric, which will be edge and sets to the symmetric, and now I'll be just giving it some kind of horizontal padding to it, which will be k default padding, and I will be just dividing it by 2. So let's just see how it looks first. So I'll be just saving this again, and now we will be just using the child part, and now I will be just using the row widget, and we just need to use the children, and inside the children we will be just calling our animation value. So for that we just need a text widget here, and we just need to use the dollar sign to just get the animation value. We will be just using the controller dot animation, sorry, we need to just put it inside the curly braces, which will be controller dot animation dot value. So I'll be just multiplying it with 60, and I'll be just using uh, so let's just make it uh, inside the bracket. So now we just need to get this dot round function of it. So that's it. Now I'll be just saving this from here, and now we will be just calling our this progress bar on our body. So we will be just moving to our body part here. So inside our this column widget, we will be using our progress bar basically. So we will be just calling our progress bar here, and we will just see how it looks. So now I will be just out restarting it from here, and now we will be just checking it how it looks. So yeah, that's great. Now you just see how progress indicator bar just moving towards this, and it will just uh, go for 60 seconds and just move to our next screen basically. So let's just wait for 60 seconds and see what will it just do. So yeah, great, it works. So now when we just headed our progress bar also. So now I will be just adding some questions so quickly. So I'll be just going to my admin dashboard. So I'll be just adding some questions from there, and we will just check our this quiz application, so it is working as expected or not. So yeah, I have added some questions to my this category and one question to this category to just check if our application is giving or providing the questions according to the category or not. Let's just go to this category, which is basically this, and yeah, we are getting 4 questions on this category. So let's just check it like how it looks. So we will be just tackling this problem also. So we will be just doing that. So it just text should just show here. So this is Flutter 3, and now this is test category question. So the test category question is just coming in our Flutter uh, category. So here we are not getting the questions as expected. So let's just check what we are doing wrong. So we will be just checking it on our question controller. So we will be just moving to our this question controller. Basically it is just going to the next one. So yeah, we just need to also provide the category on our this body part to just provide it, um, or to just give it to our quiz, and we will be just filtering our questions according to our category. So for that we just need to create a function for filtering the questions according to the categories, provided categories. So let's just create a function here. So we will be just creating the function here, which will be void set filtered questions basically, and it will just take the category on its parameter. So we will be just giving the category from our this body page. So it just take that category and just filter or show the questions according to that category basically. So we will be just creating the variables on the top. So let's just create them first. So I'll be just going to the top, and on the top I will be just creating my this. I will be just creating list. Basically we will be just adding our filtered questions, category filter questions into this list. So it will be the list and the type of this our question model, and we will be just naming it to filtered questions. That's it. So I'll be just adding this, and now I'll be just creating the getter function of it, which will be questions again. And now I'll be just using the get function, which will be filtered question, and I'll be just using this arrow and now this filter question. So that's it. Now I will be just going back to my that function. So here I'll be just adding all the filter questions to my this list. So we are just filtering and getting our questions by category also. So we have already just created a function. So by that, by using that, we will be just adding all the get questions by category, and we will be just putting this category inside our this function and adding that, and that's it. So we have just created this function on the very first videos of our this tutorial series. So if you have not watched that, so just go and watch it. I have explained each and everything what this function is basically doing. So great. Now we will be just adding this, and now we will be just using and increasing the number of question basically. So we will be just using the question number dot value, and which will be 1. So I'll be just initializing my this question number to 1 in my this filtered questions function basically. So now I'll be just using this update, and now I will be just moving to my this next page. So next question basically. So I'll be just calling that also. So that's it. Now I've just created my this function here. So now I will be just moving to my body. So I'll be just moving to my this quiz screen basically. So here I will be just providing the category which we are just getting. Basically user clicks on any of the category, we will be just providing it to our that filtered question. So for that we will be just using the init state, because before anything builds, so we need to just send the category, and we just need to initialize that category. So for that we just need to use the init state, and inside the init state we will be just providing that. So we will be just calling our date, which is question controller, and that will be our filtered question, set filtered question basically, and we will be just providing that category. This category, whatever category, will just come from our category screen, which will be widget dot category, and that's it. So I'll be just saving this. So now we just need to bring some kind of changes on our body part. So we will be just uh, bringing these changes, so we will be just doing that. So let's just move towards the body page of our project, and here in the now this text span, so whatever questions we are getting by this question length, so now we just need to get it from our uh, new basically that new list. So I'll be just using that, which is filtered question dot length, and I will be just also changing this item count from here, which will be filtered questions. So I will be just changing all the questions to the filtered question now. So I'll be just bringing the changes from all over my project. So basically this and this. So yeah, body part is done. So now I'll be just moving to my quiz screen again. In the quiz screen we will be just moving to our this question, so which will be the question and option, this question, this code, saving this from here, question controller checks also the question, and we will be just moving to our this options class. Now we will be just also bringing all the changes accordingly. So yeah, this is fine from here. So now I'll be just saving this from here, and I'll be just moving to my score page where we are just calling this question. So I'll be just using the filtered question, and now I will be just saving this, and now I'll be just moving to my this quiz again. So I'll be just starting it. So I'll be just starting my this quiz, and now great, we are just getting the three of the questions. So I will be just quickly answering them, and let's just see how it looks. And great, now we are just getting the category questions accordingly to that category when we are just clicking on that category. So we will be just bring some modifications to our next question function. We will be just resetting our animation controller, and then we will be just also moving to the next question, which will be animation dot forward. And now when it is complete, so we will be just going to the when complete function, and we will be just adding the next to the next page basically, so which will be the next question. So we will be just calling our that function. So that's it. Now I'll be just saving this again, and now we will just see how it looks. So here I'll be just providing this, and great, now we have just moved to the score screen. So design plays a pivotal role in user engagement, and the score page and the progress bar are the final elements that can leave a lasting impression on users. Let's ensure our application not only functions seamlessly but also looks fantastic. Congratulations! You have now completed our Flutter Quiz application tutorial series. We have covered everything from basic functionality to advanced UI enhancements. I hope you have found value in this series and feel confident in your Flutter skills. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with fellow developers. Your support means the world to me. While this concludes our quiz application tutorial, stay tuned for more exciting content. We are always exploring new topics and advanced features, and your suggestions are more than welcome. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How did you find this tutorial series? Do you have any suggestions for future tutorials? Drop your comments down below. Thank you for joining me throughout this Flutter Quiz application tutorial series. It's been a pleasure guiding you through the world of Flutter development. Stay curious, keep coding, and until next time, happy fluttering.